Today, almost everyone says they want freedom. We hear this word echoed in every corner of our modern world. But what does it truly mean to be free? Welcome, I am Dr. James, and today we explore a profound question based on the transformative work of Dr. Jongmoon Ko. Where does true freedom actually come from? People often believe that freedom will come when they earn more money or achieve greater social success. We are taught to look outside ourselves for liberation. Many assume that a higher position, greater wealth, or wider choices will finally make life free and meaningful. But is this expansion really the path? Modern society constantly encourages individuals to pursue expansion, influence, and recognition. We are driven by a relentless desire to be noticed and validated. Yet more than 2,300 years ago, a Chinese philosopher challenged this belief with a profound question that still unsettles modern listeners today. Are we truly free? Or have we created invisible prisons through our own expectations, ambitions, and fears? This was the challenge of Zhuangzi. Zhuangzi suggested that the harder people chase freedom in the external world, the more deeply they become trapped within invisible chains. He argued that true freedom does not arise from external achievements, but from the transformation of the human mind. This is the core of his wisdom. Zhuangzi lived during the Warring States period of ancient China, a time of intense political conflict and social competition. It was a time of chaos. Powerful states fought relentlessly for territory and dominance across the Chinese landscape. Rulers pursued military strength above all else. Ministers sought political influence, and intellectuals competed for positions in royal courts. Ambition, rivalry, and maneuvers defined the spirit of the era. Many philosophers of the time hoped to gain recognition by advising kings. Zhuangzi, however, chose a radically different path. He looked elsewhere. Instead of entering political life, he stepped away from power and observed society from a distance. He chose the quiet observations of nature over the noise of courts. Through this distance, he recognized how easily human beings sacrifice freedom in pursuit of reputation and authority. He saw the cost of our ambitions. Individuals often become prisoners of social expectations long before they notice the loss of their inner independence. We wear masks to please the world. Honor, status, and public recognition become invisible chains that bind the human spirit. They are heavier than any physical weight we might carry. Zhuangzi believed that genuine freedom begins only when a person loosens these chains created by social comparison and ambition. It begins from within. The essence of his philosophy appears in the classic text known as the Zhuangzi. Unlike many philosophical works, this text is filled with vivid stories. It is filled with paradoxes and imaginative parables. Among these stories, the most famous is the tale of the butterfly dream, a cornerstone of his thought. One night, Zhuangzi dreamed that he had become a butterfly. In the dream, he moved lightly through the air, drifting from flower to flower without worry. He felt completely free within the natural rhythm of life. He was no longer a man. He was simply a part of the air in the garden. However, when the dream ended, he awoke once again as Zhuangzi the philosopher. This experience led him to ask a strange yet profound question. Was Zhuangzi a man who had dreamed of being a butterfly? Or was the butterfly now dreaming that it was Zhuangzi? Who was truly the dreamer? Through this question, Zhuangzi revealed how uncertain and fluid our sense of reality can be. He challenged the very boundaries of our identity. Human beings often treat their assumptions as fixed truths, yet these boundaries may be far less solid than we imagine. Our reality is a shifting sea. Zhuangzi's insight also illuminates many patterns within modern life. Consider someone who spends decades pursuing recognition, wealth, and status. Even after achieving success, that person may remain anxious about reputation and public judgment. Success does not always bring the expected peace. The pursuit of approval often creates a subtle dependence on the opinions of others. We become slaves to the mirror of society. In contrast, another person may choose a simpler path aligned with personal interests and values. They look inward rather than outward for guidance. Although such a life may not bring the highest social prestige, it can cultivate a deeper sense of inner ease. This is the path of the heart. Fish move freely within water because water is their natural environment. They do not struggle against it. They exist in total harmony with their surroundings. Birds soar freely through the sky because the sky matches their nature. They are unbound and light, following the flow of the air. When each being lives according to its own nature rather than external expectations, freedom emerges naturally. It is the natural state of things. True liberation, therefore, does not depend on status or possessions, but on harmony between one's inner nature and the flow of life. It is about alignment. The message of Zhuangzi's philosophy can be summarized with remarkable clarity. It is a call to return to our original, unburdened selves. Freedom does not originate from ownership or material accumulation. Freedom does not arise from authority or domination over others. It is not found in power. Freedom does not come from public praise or social prestige. Genuine freedom begins when the mind releases rigid judgments and attachments. We must let go. When individuals stop treating social expectations as absolute truths, their perspective becomes lighter and more flexible. They begin to breathe again. Zhuangzi encouraged people to approach life with a sense of openness and playful curiosity. He saw life as a dance, not a battle. Life, in his view, is a constantly changing process rather than a fixed structure that must be controlled. We are part of that change. By flowing with this transformation rather than resisting it, individuals experience a deeper sense of independence. They move with the current of existence. Readers who encounter Zhuangzi's thought often experience a shift in how they understand freedom and success. They see a new horizon. The philosophy reveals that many pressures shaping modern life are not unavoidable realities, but shared assumptions. We can choose to step back. Recognizing this allows individuals to step back from endless comparison and competition. A wider horizon of possibilities opens when we stop measuring ourselves. This change creates 3 meaningful transformations in the reader's perspective. Each one is a step toward true liberation. Let's look at them. One transformation is the realization that success and failure are often relative concepts shaped by culture. They are not fixed laws of the universe. Another transformation is the ability to loosen the grip of comparison with others. We no longer need to be better. We just need to be ourselves. A third transformation is the emergence of a more relaxed and spacious attitude toward life. We find peace in the present moment, here and now. Through this perspective, individuals discover that freedom may already exist within their present awareness. It was always there, waiting to be noticed. Zhuangzi expressed the spirit of freedom through poetic reflections on nature and movement. He gave us images to hold on to. He described the truly free person as being like the wind. Wind cannot be confined within rigid boundaries or fixed directions. It is everywhere and nowhere. It moves naturally wherever the conditions allow it to flow. This image captures the essence of Zhuangzi's understanding of liberation. It is movement. Freedom is not an external reward granted by society, but a quality of mind that moves lightly through changing circumstances. It is an internal state. For this reason, Zhuangzi's ancient question continues to echo in the modern world. It is as relevant now as it was thousands of years ago. Are we genuinely living freely? Or have we quietly imprisoned ourselves within expectations we rarely question? The answer lies within you. Perhaps freedom does not lie somewhere far away in the future. Perhaps it begins in the moment when the mind finally learns how to let go. May you find your own path to inner ease and harmony with the flow of life. Remember the butterfly and the wind, and let your spirit be light. Thank you for joining me on this journey into wisdom. I am Dr. James, and I hope you found your own path to freedom today. Goodbye.